Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel and more Blood and Plunder here as we work our way now through the named Spanish characters. So today we're just going to start off with this guy here. So Francisco Romo de Uriza, 25-pointer, historic commander, can lead Reformed Spanish militia, Spanish army, or Spanish mission garrison. So let's jump in here. Let's see what we get for 25 points, which is we get that decent command range here of 12. That's going to cover a good amount of real estate on the board and 2 command points, so fairly typical stuff here. We also get a brace of pistols, always fun when we have that built in, and then standard melee weapons. We have 3 abilities as well, so we're getting a decent little package here for our 25-point investment, and that is we're going to get Inspiring, Elusive, and Tough, always good abilities, but let's jump in and take a look at what that is so that we all have it here. Inspiring. All friendly units within the command range of this commander may reroll any failed rally tests when the commander's unit is active. We've seen that over and over again with the commanders we've reviewed so far. Inspiring is a wonderful ability to have. Again, letting us focus on being able to just maximize what we get out of those command points, right? We're going to, whether it's our unit or somebody else's, but being able to just get those free rerolls and save us from burning fortune on other things, always nice to have. We also get Elusive, another wonderful ability. So basically we can add a -1 bonus to our ranged saves if everybody is in cover. Not inside a structure though, different rules apply there. But it's just a nice one to have, right? So ideally we're putting him in a good unit that is going to take advantage of that. A lot of units out there, of course, come with Elusive in some cases, right? So, but here we want to make sure that this is getting taken advantage of, right? And ideally, if we keep our commander's unit hopefully in cover, but still within range where our command range is going to be effective, so we can make sure that we're benefiting as much of our force as possible. But here, again, just having that bonus for ourselves to keep the commander active as long as possible and keep his unit in the fight as long as possible. Good stuff there. So anytime we can acquire any kind of bonus, right, especially for the whole unit, good stuff there. Finally, Tough is another fantastic one. So if this unit ends its activation or ends an activation with any amount of fatigue and it didn't push or gain any fatigue during the activation, we can remove a point of fatigue at the end of that activation. So anytime we get free actions in this game, especially, that's always going to be at a premium, right? Because we don't know what cards we're going to be dealt and what we're going to be able to do action-wise turn over turn necessarily. So anytime we can find ways to get free actions and just out action essentially the opponent, hopefully that is a good one. So, and this will also help make sure that our unit is running as optimally as possible for as long as possible. We do have to be careful, of course, of exposing our commander's unit to too much enemy potential fire, or if we're risking being charged by an enemy. So we do have to be careful there, but this is a nice one. Again, we're not going to push, but if we did gain fatigue somehow, then we will be able to remove that for free and not have to then spend things like actions on like rallying and so on and so forth. So all in all, a wonderful little combination of abilities. Nothing busted about this character at all. Just a good trio of abilities to have, right? There's no downside to any of these. Inspiring is always great. Keeping our force in the fight as long as possible. We have Elusive and Tough in concert to keep our commander's unit going strong as well, right? The -1 bonus when we're in cover to hopefully just help us shrug off damage. And then just keeping us fatigue free so that we can then maybe inspire other units around us with that with those abilities there, and getting the rerolls out of that. So for 25 points, we're getting some good stuff here. Now the question is, of course, which of the lists do you run him in? So there's going to be slight differences in all those. Again, we have a separate series of videos on all of these different forces, so just kind of think about that and concert with what he could mean for those forces. And again, for 25 points, that's not too bad. Probably going to be some medium to large size games though before we or where we would want to use him, right? Where 25 points is a bit much to invest in on the smaller side, but 12 command and 2 command points is perfectly fine and serviceable, especially with what we get for abilities. So let us know in the comments, guys, if you've run Francisco Romo de Uriza, which list have you run him in, where have you found him to be most effective, and let us know some of your successes. Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to again hit us up in the comments, like and subscribe, and we'll have more for you.